these two kind of core ideas here. One is a dynamic existence where you're constantly improving and changing and growing, just like you do here. You advance in age and mental capability. There you do the same thing. But there's this other major tentpole of Swedenborg's description of the afterlife, which is that not all, but it can be that marriage relationships continue to be marriage relationships and actually grow infinitely more. Just like you're always getting better individually, the relationship with all kinds of friendships and everything, but marriages in a particularly core way can grow closer and closer and closer forever, and that you can be with your sweetheart from here. But if your sweetheart dies 20 years before you do and they're moving up, how are you ever going to catch them? You're always just going to be like, so-and-so was here 20 years ago. So what do we do? Because you don't want to have to worry. Not only are you grieving the loss of somebody that you love very much, but also now you're worrying about where are they now? Are they meeting new people? What's going on? So what's the answer? Karin, would you like to start on this one since I haven't quite given you that opportunity yet?
Okay, sure. Swedenborg says that while we're living on Earth and going through our spiritual journey of just trying to learn and trying to grow and evolve and progress, we are moving upward in spiritual communities. He says we are already in the spiritual world. We are moving up as we grow in wisdom and humility and love, and just as we progress as human beings, as we just make our little progress. And so it's not like somebody goes to the afterlife and they're moving up and we're just stuck down here. It feels like it because our earthly consciousness really blocks awareness of a lot that's going on with ourselves. Swedenborg says we are so much more expansive than we can have any idea of from our earthly point of view. But we have all these levels and layers to us, and those levels are moving up. We're actually existing in the spiritual world. So I think two married partners who have forged a connection between their hearts and minds in this world, if one goes to the afterlife and one is still on Earth for a number of years, they are still progressing along in their relationship and their development together. It's not one's getting way ahead or something, because if your minds and hearts got, really connected in this life, you're going to have that link still. And what the person on Earth is going through and learning from is affecting the person in the afterlife. And what the person in the afterlife is going through and learning from is affecting the person on Earth. So I think it's good to think of it as still a joint journey going on, even though we can't be so aware of it, especially from the earthly side. I bet they're more aware of it on the afterlife side. And also, there's no time in the afterlife, so we don't, I think it just, we have to account for that. Like, it can seem like, oh, I've been here so long without my partner, he or she must be way ahead of me, but there's no time there. So it's just, we shouldn't really factor that in too much, is my opinion. So there are some thoughts.
Very good. Love it. Hey, does that spark anything for you guys?
I was going to talk about the time thing too. We can't even conceive of no time. So
we did just a News from Heaven episode about that.
Yeah. I need to watch it.
No, don't. Please don't trouble yourself.
But it's all about state of mind, and rather than hours and minutes and days and years. So I don't know how to think about that, but the thought comforts me.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, I don't get how it's going to work out, but it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Because love lasts, and love conjoins, and love is real. So.
Yeah. Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chris?
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the divine design, that like God desires that people that experience love between each other, that builds a bridge into eternity. Two people that love each other can grow closer to God as this unit. And so if you experience that with someone, and you truly have that heartfelt connection, the Lord's whole divine design is set up that a union between those two people in love. Even if someone passes before the other, that's going to happen. That's the promise of true love right there. So, God's on your side that entire time.
Well, I like that, because if we can think from a self-agency position, like, for example, this thing is happening. I know what I want is this good state of closeness here, but that person's moving because of the just existential conveyor belt. So how do I remedy this? Sort of like us against the cosmos. But if divine providence is in every detail, and that idea that we're going to have some kind of loving relationship that lasts forever, we didn't make that up, right? We didn't make up love. We didn't make up anything. God made that up, and God is the one implementing that. So that's actually God's the stuff that is good. Whatever it is, this example, anything, that's God's priority. We feel some reflection of that, but the same system that had to permit the separation of people is the system that's keeping them together. So it's not like something happened and now we're doing damage control to get back to it. There's an overarching, only if the final condition can be better than it would have been without it, is anything negative allowed to occur in the first place. So there's no way that you'd have this double whammy of, something really sad happened where somebody you love dies, and that makes it so you can't get, that's a double negative that doesn't happen. I know that's not what double negative means, but I like it in that. That's a double negative that don't not happen
Whoa.
in the afterlife.